Mandrake is a 14 HP analog kick drum synthesizer designed with detailed sound sculpting in mind. Although it is meant to create kick drum styles for house, techno and dance music, it features a wide array of sounds that are not limited to these genres. By taking inspiration from DAW mixing techniques, digital kick drum synthesis and physical models of acoustic drums, it brings different elements together to create a very playable kick drum with a layered and distinct sound. Let's take a look at the input-output section. The kick drum can be triggered by hand or via triggers and gates. Next to it is an accent input, which can be used to trigger accents on the switches to the upwards position. Note how the trigger in the trigger input triggers a different sounding kick. Instead of adjusting the volume of the kick, it changes the sound, resulting in a more natural sounding non-accent kick drum. When the accent switches to the downwards position, the accent input is linked to a VCA, allowing you to adjust the volume with a severe from a sequencer. Or go crazy with amplitude modulation. A volume knob is conveniently placed near the output to set the overall output gain. The hit is a short pulse at the start of the sound that can be attenuated and tuned. This is to keep your kick noticeable throughout your mix and adds flavor to your kick drum style. Both of these parameters have CV inputs, allowing you to change its texture during a sequence. The kick drum body consists of a pure sine wave that is saturated and then filtered. Its pitch parameters have been placed in the middle, with a frequency knob on top to set the initial frequency. A pitch decay slider to set the duration of the pitch decay. And a pitch mod slider to set the pitch decay amount or overall kick drum punch. Note that both of these sliders have a CV input and a CV attenuverter to modulate and create dynamic sequences. Finally, a false per-octave input allows you to tune your kick drum to your tracks or go further in shaping its pitch. kick drum body sound is made with 4 link parameters. The decay and the damping parameters function similar to a low-pass gate, changing frequency and volume in time. The decay sets the duration of the kick drum and the duration for the damping circuit to set in. The damping control itself sets the overall amount of filtering. How these two parameters sound can be adjusted with the saturation and resonance controls. While saturation is a pre-damping control, resonance is a mid-damping control. Saturation is great for harsher tones, and resonance for creating more liquid-sounding drums. In general, setting the amount of damping to more extreme settings will favor either saturation or resonance. The decay and the damping can both be modulated with CV, with an added CV attenuverter for the decay. There are two settings for the shape of the internal VCA that is controlled by the decay. The upper position responds in a slightly more linear way. As a result, it retains its low end longer and has more harmonic content. The lower responds in a slightly more exponential way, and as a result, it loses its low end quicker and sounds cleaner. The envelope output sends out a ducking envelope or a normal envelope based on the PCB setting. It is controlled by the decay. Useful for sidechaining other sounds or more creative patching. The cleanup switch adds a high-pass filter at 25 Hz to cut off the rumble, as well as an EQ with a dip at 300 Hz to make it sound less boxy. It is then boosted to give other frequencies more presence and to keep the gain the same.